G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today we're going to go through the round 12 review and the round 13 preview for NBL SuperCoach. But before I go into that, I am so sorry I've not been able to post or been able to record for the past 2 weeks. Life's been a bit hectic, as it has been for everyone else. I just haven't found the time for recording. So, just lots of work during the school holidays and, going down to the beach as well. So, just been super busy on that forefront. And I probably will be, before I get into that, I'm going to be very busy next week as well. So, Monday next week won't be too bad. Well, for example, with the NBA, the week is Thursday to Monday, which I'll post a video about. But I'll be able to post then, but I am not going to be able to post. I could do Friday, but yeah, like Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are like days that I'm working. So hopefully, I can squeeze in a couple videos to record in the meantime. But and one more thing, I'll probably mention this in the EPL and the NBA. Just my heart goes out to the families and victims of the Bondi massacre. Horrible scenes at Bondi. I wish we can repair from this and hopefully we can move on. And like I said, my heart goes out to the victims and the families. But let's move on to some SuperCoach. My record is horrendous when it comes to this. 3,134 people beats Damon Lowry. Good on you, because he pisses. I haven't been watching as much NBL recently because of work. I think it was the first maybe 5 or 6 weeks I was just like fully invested, know everything. But now I'm kind of a lost cause, I'll be honest. But yeah, we beat Damon Lowry very comfortably. He only scored a 377 with his team. He's projected to score 542, which is pretty decent. So let's have a look at just last week and the week before, considering what was I going to say? Because I haven't really posted or updated you guys about my teams. Like I said, excuse me, very sorry there. So what was round 10? Did we beat it? I think we beat him here. No, we didn't. I'll do round 11 and 12 because I know these ones for sure. I haven't posted a video about these two because, 2 weeks, two rounds ago. I'm just going to shut up. So, I'll just go through this very briefly. Will Hickey's been really good. He's gone up a lot more in price. He's improved so much more in the past 2 years. Last year, coming off the bench as, a spark plug for the Illawarra Hawks. Now that Trey Kell's gone, they probably realise, and, when he was injured was he injured in the finals or he was injured in the playoffs in general? Will Hickey really shined in that starting point guard role and just dominated. And he's, been doing that all season, this season, since coming back from his eye injury. Scores a 240, which is pretty good. I can't really remember much of this, but yeah, we lost. Blanchfield 14. Goulding had a 17. He had a game of 2 points, which was really annoying. Lawalachaw, Windler, and Cameron. I thought this team was pretty solid considering this guy had Latmain, Sean Bairstow, and a cheaper Ben Henschel and Karim Lopez. But apparently Lopez and Henschel can get to their projected, which is, good for them. And then obviously he's got Bryce Cotton and JaVale McGee, the 2 most expensive guys in the game. Moving on to round 12. Sorry, this is going to be a bit quick. So this was last round. This is cool. Yeah, so I'm 7 and 5, which is a bit annoying. I didn't even realize about Tane Murray, but I basically beat him with 5 guys. I'll be honest, I was at down at the beach during this time making my team, and I had a couple of beers. So I did not like this final team as the first game. It was Tasmania and Cairns, and I was like, oh my God, I have Tiger Campbell as my flex dude. And then I was like, Tane Murray's there. And after the first game, Brisbane played, I was like, I'm sorry, but why have I got Kane Murray in this? Like, Brisbane have kind of revamped their roster a bit with all the inclusions and the injury to Casey Prather, the delisting of Jalen Adams and Freeman Liberty coming back, and they've got Matthias and Terry Taylor now playing. I'm sure Lamar Patterson will be playing again, considering that Matthias is out for an extended period of time. So maybe Tane Murray was the guy to go forward this week, but he scores a one. Windler, I think, was a no-brainer. He's been a no-brainer for the past couple of weeks. He's been around that 200K mark, kind of similar with Goulding, even though he hasn't been. He's been coming off the bench. I haven't been watching Melbourne games at all, so I need to kind of know why they've been doing that. They had Krislovich starting over Edwards too, so maybe they're doing something a bit different. But the main thing that really helped was he had the captain on Doolittle and vice captain on Kendrick Davis, where I had the captain on Davis and vice captain on Luala Chul. The vice captain did better than David Lowry's captain. So 194, what's that? 188. That's 288. Oh, but it's times 3, so don't worry. I'm losing my marbles. I'm like, but that's double, triple. I'm ignoring myself. But Kendrick Davis, easily the best option to do that. And considering that Delhi's been out, I don't know when he comes back in. We might have to check the injury reports, which I can do now. Excuse me, can I check injuries? It'll be here. Kendrick Davis has had the ball a lot more in his hands, and I think that's what Sydney's route should have been before bloody bringing in Dellavedova, who I think Lamar Patterson did his God. Just you can see how out of touch I am with this season. Oh no! Oh, Jesse Edwards was in my team for going into this week, but that's going to change now. It doesn't say anything for Dellavedova, so I'm assuming he might be back this week. Let's go back to this. So pretty good 2 weeks. This week is very easy when it comes to choosing a team. Every team is on the double, so it's going to be a complete frenzy of who you want to pick, which will be really good. I've already seen Damon Lowry's team. I'm already made my team, but now I've got to make changes because Jesse Edwards is out. But I have got, Damon Lowry's got Will Hickey, Xavier Cooks, JaVale McGee as his 3-headed monster. Super annoying that JaVale McGee, it's got the captain, 456K. This is like, someone's going to have to let me know because I'm really in the middle of, I'm kind of in between these two headspaces of what your team should be kind of looking like. You go with what Damon Lowry's doing right now with McGee, Cooks, and Hickey, 3 big-headed monsters, and then you've got 2 super-duper cheap guys and David Aquera, who's around 126K. Like, do you go with that route, or do you go with the route that I went with 2 weeks ago, having Flynn, Cameron, Goulding, Windler? I still have Dave O'Hickey, Luala Chul, and Blanchfield. Like, that's if you did that at the start of the year, you're going, how can you afford that with 1.4 million? But times have changed. I don't know what you do with that, I'll be honest. And if I look, I reckon we'll go to the flex here just to show everyone's price. So McGee and Cotton are 50K, basically 50K more cheaper than the next guy, and Kendrick Davis, not counting Prather because of his injury. But you look at this, it's 300s, and then once you get past the 270K area, about Sam Menenga and over, there's no one that I've particularly liked. I like Tyson Walker. Foxwell's injured, corpse thigh, but not that I don't like Karim Lopez or Will Magnay or Geordie Hunter I don't mind Jesse Edwards at that price, but you can get a bad game from these guys easily. Karim Lopez is still young. Will Magnay is just interesting. He's lost 80K on his price mark, so I'm assuming his averages have gone down. I mean, Geordie Hunter's gone up 38k, so good on him. But like Rob Baker, just I'm not. I don't think I'll touch him with a 10 foot pole just because I don't think he's that worth it. Tyler Harvey at this price isn't too bad, but I think I had him for 1 week and he just shat the bed. Um, I haven't really watched Perth games either, so I don't really know much about David Duke Jr. And Dylan Windler. Shea Elliott, don't mind, but will his averages be this high? I mean, I would go for Dylan Windler with 230k. Like, he's the best guy, and Tyler Harvey up until 270k. So you might as well kind of just reach for these guys because these middle of the pack guys, I'm not very confident with. Actually, Finn Delaney's been on fire recently. Like, I'm not very confident on these guys because I feel like they can have a really good game or a really bad game, or sorry, week. Like, they can have two really solid good weeks, and you go, oh, well, I'm going to have them next week because they've got a 2 game. Or why would you go for him? Because, he's just shut the bed there. So it's kind of interesting. Like, Goulding at 183k is very interesting. He's been coming off the bench. I've been looking at the just the things. Tiger Campbell at 170k. Vasiljevic. I don't know what you. I'll be honest. If I was Vasiljevic, I'd probably leave. I'd go to a team like Cairns, even though you kind of. That's kind of. He's like Rain Smith is like a glorified Vasiljevic, I reckon. So I don't know if it's the other way around, but my point is that like Rain Smith is who he like is what Dejan Vasiljevic like that. Dejan Vasiljevic is sorry. Rain Smith is what he wants to be. He wants to be Dejan Vasiljevic. Sorry, I'm just like my head's spinning. Rakocevic, Jesus, he's out this week actually, so probably a bad option. But so is the key for this week to go for these really cheap guys? Like he's got Sean Bruce and Luke. Is it Luca Gates? I'm just checking his first name. Yeah, Luca Gates. I knew that. So do I go for cheap guys like him? I feel like Sean Bruce isn't too bad, but he plays one game where he plays 30 minutes or 6, and then the other game 6 minutes. So it's not even probably that worth it going for that cheap. Yeah, so it's interesting if who do I want to go for? What the hell does this mean? He's cold and has the 2 games. They've just stuffed that up. He's got too many things. DJ Mitchell's got too many little things here. He plays bad against Perth. He's cold. He's about to lose money, and he plays 2 games. That's super helpful. Also, this update that SuperCoach has done has been bloody amazing. Knowing where these guys are playing. Okay, that's enough going with what I want to do. I was looking at schedules because I think that's going to be a big thing when it comes to looking at these teams. And by far, does New Zealand have the best 2 games they have? They go up against Cairns and then they play against Brisbane. Cairns are just a mess, in my opinion. I mean, like this is my knowledge from 2 weeks ago. So I think he'll probably have close to one of the highest scoring rounds. Now that I know that Jesse Edwards isn't playing, JaVale McGee might be the guy to go for. They play. Illawarra plays Melbourne and Adelaide. So I probably could go for JaVale. Because originally I think it was Lawalachul. I'll just look back at my screenshot. Like, I think Lawalachul is such an easy option to have here. At 300k, that's pretty good. We'll get this out of the way as well, actually. We'll have, where is he? Speaking of schedules and easier schedules, Sam Menenga is probably a good option to have this week too, which will be decent. But I'm thinking because Sam Wardenberg is probably like not similar build because Wardenberg's kind of built like a stick and Menenga isn't. Do I like? Will that kind of change anything? It doesn't really matter. I mean, he's a very athletic 5-man, which is good. So then I've got 700k. The other, I mean, what I like to do sometimes is kind of match, some of the guys that Damon Lowry has. So I don't even mind. I'm just going to go Todd Blanchfield here. I don't even mind having Sean Bruce, like just matching that up really, because I mean, if you're trying to get the most points, that should be the way. Or even Bill Wiley Bales, who didn't even play last week. Interesting. I saw a bit of footage of him. Where's Sean Bruce? There he is. So I still have 561k. I go JaVale McGee, and then I have 104k. This team is basically the same with Damon Lowry. Dash Daniels, Tristan Devers, Rob Lowe, Lachlan Barker. How much has he been playing? Because I feel like he only plays around 10 minutes. Maybe his minutes have increased a bit. If this wants to work. 16, 20. Well, he's been playing some decent amount of minutes. 10 and 6 and 16. Huh. It could be an option. Does play New Zealand, does play Sydney. Okay. Dash Daniels is probably my second guy, or Malawatch as well. What's his minutes look like? Because when they played Adelaide, I knew that they started him against Bryce Cotton. Did he have a nice? Where am I looking at? 5, 18, and 7. That 18. Yeah, I don't like that. But to be fair, oh no, they're not playing against Adelaide. Sorry, I thought they were playing against Adelaide again. But Illawarra and Tasmania, I don't think so. Unless he goes on like Bryce Hamilton and Will Hickey, which I don't think. So I'm going to say no to Dash Daniels. So I reckon I'm going to go Lachlan Barker here. So I have 5k over. If I'm comparing, I have the captain on McGee. Blanchfield's better than Yates. Bruce is the same. Well, Blanchfield and Aquera are probably the same. Barker's probably better than Bates. Bruce is the same. Hickey and Cooks are the same. So based off that, just blindly looking at the scores, I'd probably win by a couple points, but who really knows? So it says that we're projected to win by 13, which I kind of like a bit more, because originally I was like going to lose by 40, but I don't see Aquera having 28, but I also don't see Barker having 25. But if that's the case, then that's great, because that's the 16-point difference there, or the 13-point difference is 3 points there and 13 points. Excuse me. Sorry. God, excuse me. And then the 1 point between Hickey, the 2 points against Menenga. Obviously, captain McGee, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to be really paying attention to the New Zealand games, just because they've got easier matchups. Hopefully, Cairns and Brisbane can really keep up with them. But yeah, that's going to be my team. Apologise for the sneezing just before. To be decided. Do they not know where they're playing on Wednesday? Interesting. Okay, so what's this looking like? It's starting Wednesday and then it ends on Tuesday. Starts Wednesday, ends on Tuesday. Starts Wednesday, ends on Monday. So I'll be having to have to like record on the day or on the night, and then it kind of goes back to normal around 17. Anyways, so next week you'll be probably getting a video in the morning, the Wednesday morning. So the 24th, so Christmas Eve, you'll probably get a video there as my next one. if I do find the time. As like I said, I've been pretty busy. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. Thanks again for tuning in for um, today's video on the NBL. I'll be recording EPL and NBA shortly. Also, like to mention AFL team picking for SuperCoach Plus members comes out tomorrow, which is super exciting. I don't know when I'll find the time for that because maybe I might do a recording tomorrow. Might not be able to publish it out till Thursday. I know when I did the finals in NBA for AFL, I didn't get as many people watching it, which is completely fine. I understand. There's probably other guys you're probably listening to and watching when it comes to that. So fair enough. Watch those guys before I do because they're probably better experts than me. But also, if you want to watch it and still support, then come along and watch it. I guess. I will be doing AFL next year, probably a bit more in depth. Some other guy, like some thing kind of similar to NBA, where it'll be probably something during like the review, something during the week, something, and then my final team reveal, kind of like George's FTTV. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. Thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys have a good week and beat Dame and Larry as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.